The man has just come to another world and still does not understand it, and he almost gets chased by a horned rabbit. Luckily he kills it by accident. He quickly uses appraisal and finds that the rabbit meat is edible. This makes him feel a little safer, but he still does not know what is going on, so he starts to study his only skill. He first uses appraisal on the sky, but it says there is no target. But when he uses it on the ground, a terrifying result suddenly appears. The whole grassland under his feet is actually a high-level monster. Only then does he realize that he has been standing on a monster. But he is only a level 1 appraiser. He has no fighting power and cannot protect himself. If he alerts it, he is done for on the spot. So he keeps testing his skills. Even stranger is that he cannot leave the grassland, no matter how he walks. This slowly makes him understand that this grassland is itself a trapped monster. With no other choice, he opens the world map. He thinks it is just navigation, but the map only shows the path he walked, and he has been going in circles until he walks. While watching the map he finally finds the problem and gets out of the deadly grassland. But just as he relaxes, another monster locks onto him. At the last second a magic arrow suddenly flies from afar and kills that monster in one shot. The one who helps him is the elf archer, Emma. As the translation skill starts, the two can finally talk normally. Emma tells him that grassland is not land at all, but a monster that eats lost prey. Getting out alive is almost a miracle. She comes here by following a guide and does not expect to meet Hibiki. Hibiki casually mentions the world map and Emma is shocked at once, because this is an extremely rare skill. It not only shows movement paths, but also marks monsters and target locations. Whether for survival or hunting, it is a top support skill, but Hibiki himself does not think much of it. He only feels this skill is very normal and does not realize how strong it is. But in a real adventure this skill can help avoid danger early and even find a way out in despair. Emma suddenly wants to team up, but she still acts tough. That night the two travel together. For now Emma sets up a warning barrier and Hibiki remembers his old world. He is just a small and ordinary person before and people often think he is a child until one day a bright light pulls him here. When he wakes up again, he cannot go back anymore, so he can only slowly adapt to the new world and starts to learn about the guild and monsters. At the same time he also finds that many of his skills are still locked and seem to open one by one after leveling up. Also, the strange mark after his job name makes him feel it is not simple either. But he is still totally confused. Now, since he cannot figure it out, he goes to sleep first. Early the next morning he finds a rare monster with the world map. It is a crystal rabbit. The horn on its head is the key material for making a cure-all medicine. Just one is worth hundreds of gold coins. Emma gets excited at once because this kind of target is usually very hard to find. But with Hibiki's map it is like locking the location directly. She decides at once to catch it, but after they really chase it they realize it is not that simple. A normal rabbit is only level 1, but the crystal rabbit is level 10. Its stats are not too crazy, but its speed is unbelievably high, and it also has many sensing and escape skills. It disappears at the slightest movement. Even though Emma is a high-level archer and can easily kill normal monsters, this time she cannot even hit it. The first arrow misses right away and the direct attack fully fails. Hibiki quickly studies the appraisal info and soon finds the key. The crystal rabbit cannot run away when it attacks and it is not very smart, so he comes up with a plan. First force the target into a set area, then seal the land and leave only one exit for it. The plan starts very soon. The crystal rabbit is forced into a dead end and rushes straight at Hibiki. At the moment it attacks, its escape skill stops working. Emma grabs the only chance and kills it with one arrow. As the monster falls, Hibiki also gains a lot of experience, and his level jumps several times. Only then does he understand that even if he does not fight himself, as long as his role in the plan is important enough, he can still keep growing. This also helps him see his own path. Clearly he can also become strong with information and strategy. This battle not only earns them their first big money, but also completely changes Emma's view of him. He once only knows how to run, but now he starts to become the core support of the team. Although Emma does not admit it, she already accepts teaming up in her heart. This time, Hibiki truly proves himself. The man is seen as too weak by God, and God fears he will die too fast in another world. So a beginner tutorial is specially prepared for him. As long as he follows it, he can move ahead with ease. On the surface, Hibiki is only an unimportant appraiser, but in fact his body is already filled with many god-level support powers. It is just that these powers do not fully show up at the start, and are turned into a step-by-step beginner tutorial to guide his growth little by little. That is why he just happens to meet Amelia. She is not only very beautiful, but also patiently explains the rules of this world and goes with him to the beginner town. It looks like a chance meeting, but in fact this is all part of the system tutorial. Even the crystal rabbit on the road is not truly random, but a beginner reward prepared by God. This kind of monster is extremely rare and its materials are worth a lot. One alone sells for 700 gold coins, and 1 gold coin is almost equal to 100,000 yen. In real life, this means he gets a huge starting fund right away after entering the city. They quickly take the materials to the Adventurers Guild to sell them. The guild master first offers only 400 gold coins, but Hibiki already thinks that is pretty good, and is even excited. But Amelia rejects it on the spot and raises the price. She even uses the deal price of similar materials from 3 years ago for comparison, and her attitude is so firm that no one can argue with her. Even though the guild master is not happy at first, under her constant pressure the deal is still made for 700 gold coins in the end. This scene not only shows Hibiki Amelia's ability, but also makes people feel that she is showing her strength on purpose, because she hopes Hibiki can team up with her in the future. But just as the mood starts to turn strange, an accident happens. Amelia gets too emotional and her body moves too much, so her button pops off on the spot. At the same time, Hibiki's attention is also drawn to the guild master. That nearly perfect body of muscles makes him feel strong envy at once, or even an obsession. After all, he has been weak and thin since childhood, and no matter how he trains, he cannot build muscle. He is often mistaken for a child. After coming to this other world, he even dreams of finding a fitness teacher to change his body. But reality is clearly not that simple. He even shamelessly asks the guild master if he can touch them. Just when everything seems to settle down for the moment, the system suddenly says the beginner tutorial is about to end. It turns out this guidance has stages. Once the progress reaches the standard, the guide has to leave, and after he safely enters the town the tutorial level is already close to completion. So on this day Amelia also receives an urgent request from her hometown, and has to return at once. She looks calm on the surface, but her words still carry some reluctance. Even so, she still arranges the next steps for Hibiki, such as joining the Adventurers Guild and recommending the Smile Goddess in for him to stay in before she leaves. Hibiki still wants to return the cloak to her because he feels she needs it more, but Amelia gives him no chance to finish speaking and turns around and leaves at once. On the way she even causes a small problem because she is in such a hurry and even turns the girl into a speed bump. But unexpectedly, after talking for a while, the girl hears that Amelia is going back to the elf country and actually offers to go with her. The reason sounds fair, but something still feels wrong. The two travel together, and soon meet the maid who comes to receive them. The maid gets emotional when she sees Amelia and almost causes trouble, and after learning that the girl beside her calls herself a companion, the maid's attitude also becomes strange and even carries some hidden hostility. Meanwhile, Hibiki officially starts his independent life. He settles down at the inn while thinking about what to do next. During this time he tries to ask about a way back to his original world, but this only leads to some misunderstandings and makes him realize he cannot find the answer anytime soon. The other person takes the other world he talks about as someplace outside town, and only then does he realize they are talking about completely different things. Since that is the case, he can only live in this world first. It is also at this stage that he starts checking his status panel and unexpectedly finds that he gets the title of Labyrinth Survivor. It not only gives him 1,000 gold coins, but also unlocks 2 key skills, Contract and Medical Book. The Medical Book must be fully read before he can master it, while Contract is a special ability that can force an agreement to be carried out. At first he only plans to study slowly, but he does not expect that once the Medical Book is opened, it cannot be stopped, and a huge amount of knowledge is forced straight into his brain. This lasts for a full 2.5 days and the process is extremely painful. When he wakes up, he feels completely reborn and his mind already holds a full system of medical knowledge. But a problem also appears. Both appraisal and medicine are typical support abilities and lack direct fighting power. Because of this, he starts thinking about forming a team or finding other ways to protect himself. But just as he is about to act, an adventurer team suddenly rushes into the guild, and its party leader is badly hurt, not only missing limbs, but also unable to stop the bleeding. Everyone tries every method, but even healing magic does not work. Worse still, the guild master is not there at this time, and the only person who might save him is absent. Hibiki first wants to just watch, but when he thinks of the medical skill he has just learned, he still decides to give it a try. Although some people are unhappy with his job at first, with no other choice left, they still let him step forward and examine the patient. Through his medical knowledge, he quickly finds the core of the problem. The other person has a special poison in the body that interferes with healing, and there are only 5 minutes left before death. To save him completely, he must first remove the poison and then use high-level healing. But these two skills need 650 magic points, while he himself only has 56, which is far from enough. Just as he has no idea what to do, the system tells him that the contract skill may solve the problem. So he suggests that everyone there use a contract to lend him their magic for a while. This idea is hard for people to accept at first, but with time running out, they can only take the risk. As everyone agrees to the contract, a huge amount of magic quickly gathers inside his body. Then he immediately uses purification and perfect healing. The whole process lasts for a while, and when the light fades, the party leader, who is almost dead, is completely healed and there is not even a sign of injury left. But the price is also very clear. Hibiki faints on the spot from magic exhaustion. In his coma he dreams of a friend from the real world, and the friend blames him for always acting on impulse without thinking of the result. This also makes his heart waver a little. When he wakes up again, the system already says that he reaches level 5 and skills like contract are also strengthened. Beside him, a white-haired half-beast woman is watching over him. It turns out the person he saves is her younger brother. Although the two are of different races, they are actually half-siblings with the same father. While thanking him, she also gives a gag order at once and tells everyone not to reveal what happens today, because the healing power used by Hibiki is extremely rare and only the saint of the royal capital has it. If word gets out, danger will surely come because of this. She gives him 2 suggestions, either join a reliable team or hire guards to protect himself.